Have you ever caught yourself comparing your life to someone else's? Why do we do this? It's a universal phenomenon, isn't it? We find ourselves falling into the comparison trap, measuring our progress against that of others. This act of comparison is as prevalent as it is puzzling. It threads through the fabric of our society, from the playground to the workplace, from social media feeds to family gatherings. So why is this? Why are we so insistent on comparing our journey with someone else's, despite knowing that each journey is unique, each life its own tapestry of experiences? Is it human nature or societal pressure? Is it an instinctive drive for survival or a learned behavior? The significance of this topic is immense, as it impacts our everyday lives, our mental well-being, our sense of self-worth. Understanding why we compare ourselves to others is the first step to breaking free from this habit. So why do we compare? It's all in our heads, literally. Let's delve into the psychological reasons behind comparisons. To start with, there's something known as the social comparison theory. Proposed by social psychologist Leon Festinger in the mid-20th century, this theory suggests that we have an innate drive to evaluate ourselves, often in relation to others. We compare ourselves to those around us in order to gauge our social and personal worth. It's a way of self-evaluation and self-enhancement, and it's a crucial part of our social fabric. Next, there's the evolutionary psychology perspective. Our ancestors, living in small groups, were in constant competition for resources and mates. Comparing oneself with others was a survival tactic, a way of assessing one's standing in the group. Those who were better at competing, who could see where they stood and adapt their strategies accordingly, were more likely to survive and reproduce. This instinct to compare and compete has been passed down through the generations, so it's not surprising that it's still a part of our psychology today. And then there are societal and cultural norms. We live in a world that's saturated with comparisons. From school grades to job promotions, from social media likes to billboard advertisements, we're constantly shown benchmarks of success and happiness. We're conditioned to believe that we need to strive for more, to be better, to constantly improve. This societal pressure fuels our tendency to compare ourselves with others. But here's the thing. These are all just influences. They don't determine our behavior. We have the power to change our patterns of thought. We can choose to focus on our own progress and growth rather than looking to others. We can choose to celebrate our unique qualities and achievements rather than feeling inferior or superior based on comparison. We can choose to reject the societal norms that tell us we're not enough as we are. As you can see, our brains are wired to compare, but that doesn't mean we can't change this behavior. Let's explore some of the pitfalls of comparisons in the next scene and how we can navigate them. Now that we know why we compare, let's delve into why this can be a problem. You see, comparison is like a double-edged sword. On one hand, it may motivate us to strive for better, but on the other, it can lead to a downward spiral of self-doubt and dissatisfaction. When we constantly measure ourselves against others, we risk damaging our self-esteem. We begin to feel inadequate, thinking we're not good enough, not successful enough, not attractive enough. This self-deprecating mindset is a surefire way to dampen our spirits and hinder our growth. Moreover, the pursuit of perfection, often fueled by comparisons, is a dangerous game. It's an impossible standard, a mirage that keeps shifting farther away the closer we get. It's important to remember, we are all unique individuals with different paths, different strengths, and different challenges. So rather than comparing, let's focus on self-acceptance and individuality. Embrace your uniqueness, your journey. Remember, your journey is unique to you, and it's the only one that matters. So, we've learned a lot about comparisons, but what does this mean for us? It means we need to be more aware of our thought processes, to recognize when we're falling into the trap of comparison. We've delved into the psychological reasons behind this behavior, the human instinct to gauge our progress, to establish where we stand in relation to others. But we've also seen how this can lead to unnecessary pressure, dissatisfaction, and even mental health issues. It's important to remember that each person's journey is unique, and the only individual we should be comparing ourselves to is the person we were yesterday. We can use comparison as a tool for growth, but only when it's constructive and self-directed. So, challenge yourself the next time you're tempted to draw comparisons. Next time you catch yourself comparing, ask, is this serving me or is it holding me back?